Last thing for our skills review is factoring polynomials. So we will do this in two parts. We'll do mainly trinomials today, and then tomorrow we'll do special cases. Okay, so remember, factoring is a process of finding polynomials whose product equals a given polynomial. If you cannot factor a polynomial, we call it prime. And a polynomial is factored completely when it's written as the product of two prime polynomials. So you need to make sure you factor all the way. Here's some steps, and you might remember this poster from Algebra 2. Okay, so step one, we always ask, is there a GCF? If yes, go ahead and take it out in front. You can see like this. And then you need to see if you can factor what's remaining. If there's not a GCF, you just go and move on to step two, which is how many terms does it have? If it has two terms, we're looking for a special pattern, like difference of squares, difference of cubes, or sum of cubes. Difference and sum of cubes kind of operate the same way. Difference of squares, you have to have a minus sign, remember. Three terms, we play the X game. We'll talk about that in a second. If the A value is not 1, you need to make sure you multiply A times C. If the A value is 1, we get to go right to parentheses. Four terms you split and you factor by grouping. So step 3 is then to check and make sure it's factored all the way. Factored completely is the way we say that. Make sure that if you had a GCF at the start, it should be out in front when it's factored completely. So stuff we're checking for here is mainly like, is there another set of difference of squares, cubes, etc. Okay. We'll start off with some easy ones. Again, step 1 is there a GCF? On number 1, the answer to that would be yes. The GCF here is 12. This divides by 12. But you're not just dividing that. You need to go ahead and put it out in front. So 12, and then if I divide each term by 12, then I would get m and 5. So this is the factored form. We check and see, can I factor m plus 5 any further? Well, no. So that one only factors with a GCF. Number 2, we check and see, is there a GCF? No, there's not. So then we move on to how many terms does it have? It's got 3, so we play the X game. Now, if you have Miss Waller for Algebra 2, I'm not going to do it quite exactly the same. You're welcome to do it exactly the way you did in Algebra 2. It does not bother me, so long as you factor it correctly. But just a heads up that I'm going to write my X a little bit differently. Okay, so the two numbers we get would be -4, -3, because we have to multiply to a positive and add to a negative. We need two negatives. Because my A value here is 1, there's a 1 in front of that, I get to go right to parentheses and just slot these numbers in. So it'll be x minus 4 and x minus 3. And we're done. Okay, let's look at number 3. Does it have a GCF? Nope. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and see how many terms does it have. It has 3, so we are playing the X game. I'm going to need to make sure I multiply A times C, so 6 times 4, because there is an A value of A not equal to 1. Okay, so I multiply A times C, that's positive 24. I add to negative 11. You need to think about what are my two numbers there. Again, we're multiplying to a positive and adding to a negative. So -8, -3. Okay, I'm going to do it my way first, and then I'll quick show Miss Waller's way if you had her for Algebra 2, and then I'll probably never do it again unless you ask me for help. Because I can do it, I just don't prefer it, to be quite honest with you. And our upper level teachers generally don't do it. So you are going to replace the middle term because the A value is not 1. And this ends up being a factoring by grouping problem once you do that. So -8x, -3x, plus 4. Remember, then you split right down the middle. And you look for your two GCFs on the left side. So from these two, my GCF is 2x. And on this side, my GCF would be -1. You got to take out something. And so that would get me 3x minus 4 when I divide that. Over here, 3x minus 4 Remember, these two parentheses should match if you've done it right. And so now I get 2x minus 1, 3x minus 4. There was not a GCF, so that should be my final answer. And I'll show you real quick how to do it with slide and divide if you had Miss Waller. Okay, so I'm probably not going to explain this quite the same way, but we'll be close. When you have slide and divide, the main thing that you have to do is divide by the a value. So if this is my x, again, if you didn't have Miss Waller, please don't do it this way. But if you did have her for Algebra 2, then this would be how you have done it. So if my a value is 6, if I'm correct, I think this is probably how Mr. Estep, Miss Waller showed it. You divide by that a value and then simplify those fractions. That would then simplify to x. That would be -4/3. So it's like this. And over here, it would be x minus 1/2. Well, this looks super weird. You then need to slide this back up in front, which is why it's called slide and divide. So 3x minus 4, 2x minus 1. And again, you're just simplifying these fractions, remember? By dividing by the a value of 6. Okay. Okay, let's look at our next one. Is your GCF 5, 4, 12? No. The a value here is not 1. So again, we're multiplying a times c. 5 times -12 is -60. Multiplying to 4. So my two numbers are, hold on. Should be 10 and 6. We want to add to +4. So +10 and -6. You have to have one positive and one negative because you're adding or multiplying to a negative. Again, I'm going to do it my way. But if you have Miss Waller, you can do it that way. So 5x squared. I replaced the middle with the two numbers I just got. Because I'm replacing the 4x, both of these have to have x's, just remember. And then minus 12. Now I split. And I take the GCF of each side. So that would be 5x. And over here would be -6. So we're looking to see, make sure our parentheses match. So that would be x plus 2. And over here, if I divide each of those terms by -6, x plus 2, you can see that, lovely, our parentheses match, so we've done it correctly. So 5x minus 6 is one of them, and x plus 2 is the other. You get the same thing if you slide and divide, like Miss Waller, by dividing by the a term. So we divide by 5. We simplify that fraction, those fractions, sorry. So it would be x plus 2 here. That one's really ugly. It doesn't simplify. You can't leave it like that, remember, so then this slides up in front. So it is x plus 2, 5x minus 6 if you slide and divide, and you'll notice that's the exact same thing. Number 5 is our GCF. Yes. It would be, let's see, 14, 28, and 21, all divide by 7. When you're looking at the exponents, you need to take the lowest exponent because it has to be something that all have in common. So here's my numbers, right? 14, -28, 21. Now look at the exponents. X to the third, x squared, x squared. Take the lowest, so you have to do x squared. Now look at the y's, y squared, y to the third, y squared. The lowest exponent there is y squared. If you divide those out, 2, and remember you're subtracting your exponents because you're dividing, so 2x, you have 1 x remaining. There are no y's left over there. -28 divided by 7 is -4. No x's remaining, but you do have a y remaining. And then 28 divided by 7 is 3. And that's as far as that goes. This is not a quadratic or anything, and so you're not going to factor these 3 terms. Number 6 is our GCF. Yes, it would be 6 and 18 both divided by 6, and then again, make sure you take the lowest exponent. So here it would be x squared. And then I divide by 6x squared to both these terms. When you divide by 6x squared, you need to make sure that you put a 1 in that spot. You can't just leave it empty. Here we would get -3, and then 4 minus 2, that's x squared. Two more. Number 7, is there a GCF? The answer there is yes. You can divide all these by 3. That needs to go out in front. You can't just disappear it. Okay, 42 divided by 3 is 14. And then this is 5. Okay, you've done the GCF. Now you need to ask how many terms does it have. You're looking inside here. This has 3 terms, and so you are playing the X game. You do have to multiply it times 0. So when I play the X game, I get 8 times 5, 40. And I'm adding to 14. So your two numbers there would be 10 and 4. Or replace the middle. I'm going to go ahead and drop the 3 for now, but then I'll tag it back at the end, okay? I replace the middle, so 10x plus 4x plus 5. Remember, you keep the first and last terms the same, then you chop it down the middle. And we've got, for GCF on this left side, that would be 2x. For GCF on the right, it would be 1. So that's 4x plus 5. Over here, 4x plus 5. Regroup these back together, 2x plus 1. And 4x plus 5. You need to make sure you bring this GCF back. So that is a 3. And now it should be fully factored. Okay, so last one. Does it have a GCF? 9, 15, 6, 10? Nope. So now we're going to see how many terms does it have. It actually has 4, so you're going to go ahead and split it right away and look for the GCF of each side. The GCF of the left side between these two would be 3y to the second, because remember you have to take the lowest exponent. GCF of the right would be 2. Now we're dividing by these. That would be 3y minus 5. Over here, we're dividing by 2. 3y minus 5, they match, which is a sign that you've done it right. And bring down the one that's the same. There was no GCF. You need to double check to make sure that is this difference of squares? No, it is not, so it doesn't go any further. You're done.